This is Rowena Dooley asking Sol citizens to report for duty. Asking Sol citizens to report for duty.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Citizen. I almost said the wrong name there. Welcome to another episode of Soul Citizen. Today's episode is Holiday Wishes, and this will be our last Soul Citizen of the year. Today I'm joined by 3 co-hosts today. I'm going to go from left to right. BigBlakGaming, would you care to introduce yourself, please?
BigBlakGaming. I spent 2022 deepening my affiliation with the Soul Citizens, and I'm thankful for it. Happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you very much. Jade?
Yeah, it's me, JadeStarwatchr. I spent 2020 making memes, and thank you all for liking them.
2022, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, 2022.
I was going to say, it was like,
yeah, I didn't make any memes in 2020. Nah.
DK, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm DK. What's going on, everybody? Dark Knight 75. Good to be here. Happy Christmas to everyone. This is going to be a fun show. I'm looking forward to our banter tonight.
Cool. Yep, so as you can see, today's episode is Soul Citizen. I'm sorry, Holiday Wishes, sorry. And we're talking about, just what the title says, our Holiday Wishes and our year in review, Soul Citizen style. But first, before we get into that, I want to say that we're still raising money for Alysianah and Noire. We're doing it for the month of December. Everything that we generate from merchandise is going toward her. I feel good. Thank you for that, Dragon. Appreciate it. I gotta fix that because everything went double before the show went live. So let me see if I can find it real quick. Here you go. I'll fix it later. But yeah, thank you for that, Dragon. I appreciate it. But yeah, anything that's from merchandise or going directly to the GoFundMe will go directly to her. But if anyone doesn't remember who Alysianah and Noire is, here's a brief reminder. And for some reason, it's not going. Hold on a sec.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Citizen Spotlight, where we get to talk to some of the amazing content creators within the Star Citizen community. Joining me this week is YouTuber Alysianah. Hey Alysianah, thank you for joining me today.
Hi Tyler, thank you for having me.
You've had a gaming blog for over a decade. Why did you start making Star Citizen videos?
Well, I've been gaming, primarily doing MMOs for a really long time, and I always blog about my adventures. And so I started including pictures of Star Citizen, but the scope and fidelity is really just hard to explain, I think, in words and to be captured in a still photograph. So I wanted people to really understand what I was experiencing this early in the game's development lifecycle. So I wanted to include video.
Can you tell the viewers what kind of content people can expect to see on your YouTube page?
I primarily do 2 shows. One is Casual Citizen, which is ship reviews, game mechanics, talks about the content that's currently in the alpha or what's upcoming. And then I do something a little quirkier called the Star Citizen Night Bus, which is a lot of op-ed, lore, and I've recently started doing some fan fiction set in the Star Citizen universe.
I'm looking forward to future episodes. One last question before we go. What is your favorite ship so far?
It's going to be the ship I purchased last, which was the 890 Jump.
That's an excellent choice. Thanks again for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you for having me.
That's all for Citizen Spotlight. Let's see what's going on this week in Star Citizen.
Thank you for that. And yes, so I would just want to say that I thought I muted it, but I guess I did the wrong one. Oh, did the wrong one. So yeah, sorry, I'm not used to doing this. Okay, there we go. As you can see, we still have the fundraiser on the screen. We were supposed to do a giveaway last week. Pardon us, we all feel very badly that we didn't get to it, so we'll be getting to it in this episode. But also, if we hit the goal of 6,000, we'll be giving away a Starliner. So we're already giving away a Hammerhead. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, we're already giving away a Hammerhead. So yeah, if we hit 6,000 today, because this is our last episode for the year, we'll be giving away a Starliner. So hopefully everyone can show the support for Alysianah. All right,
And
Of course, the Starliner is the ship of choice for a couple of folks on here who are waiting with bated breath for the
just a bit.
I want to put the petition out there, and we're going to put it out there now, that the beautiful Soul Citizens paint job for the Starliner should be put into game.
Oh, the Star Jump, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
So that's a good segue, because we're going to get into the best of 2022. We're supposed to do our homework and come up with 2 or 3 things. I'm going to let BBG go first. What are your best of 2022?
So fastcart, am I giving you all 3 or am I giving you one at a time?
Let's do all 3, because we got different categories. So do all 3 at one time.
Okay. All right. So for me, there's so much to choose from here. You know, as an enthusiast who is actually experiencing the project in a really positive way. But for me, some of the best of 2022 include my experience in the Siege of Orison. The Siege of Orison event was really great for me, excuse me, in terms of not only folks that I got to meet and game with, but, you know, family that I brought into the game to have that experience. And I referenced this in the previous Soul Citizen, but the experience of, you know, having a tier 2 or tier 3 injury, everybody in the party, right? And we're all limping and we're all moving forward with the objective and we're all struggling, was just really dynamic and fun for me and those that I played with. Something that happened here at the end of the year, the C8R.
Hold on, BBG. I made a mistake because we do have to stretch this out a little bit, so, and we don't want everyone to take someone else's ideas. So yeah, do one at a time, and then once everyone has to go around, then we go. So my bad. Sorry about that, BBG. But thank you, Pop and Space, for the subscription. Appreciate it. Thank you, Pop. All right, so that was a good one for the first one. Jade, how about you? What is one of your best of 2022?
All right, are we supposed to do these in order from like the one that we think is like the best to the, you know, like?
Well, no, you pick the one that you like best, because just in case someone else will take it. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Do whatever you like.
All right.
Pick one for now, and we come back to you.
All right, this one might be controversial and it may elicit some salt, but I'm gonna say my best thing of 2022, persistent entity streaming.
Oh, okay.
Because this is the year that one of the
Cool.
final pillars of the game finally came together. CIG proved it could work. And it really will be the basis of much of the gameplay that the community craves. From exploration to racing to piracy, all that is going to be enabled by PES. So that is my number one favorite thing about 2022.
Cool. And don't forget, we are taking questions, so if you want to submit a question, click the eclipse down below and submit a question. We'll be answering them at the end of the show. Dark Knight, what are one of your favorite best things of 2022? With regard to Star Citizen, obviously.
Well, of course. I would say that for me, the best of 2022 was Bar Citizens in Chicago. That was just an amazing time. We got to meet so many different people in the community that I would love to have met in person and finally did get a chance to. It was a fun event. We just had a great time playing games, trivia games and things like that. It was just overall, it's just a very special experience with their community, and that was the first time I've ever done anything like that. So that was just a really awesome thing for me, and I think that's definitely the biggest highlight of 2022 for me. And as usual, we because we did our Bar Citizens about a few months prior to that, and we got to shut the place down with me and Gio and Ross. I think you're in there too. And I don't know, Uri, I think you were there too.
Yeah, Uri was there. You interrupted him after you took a bite to eat, trying to get him to talk on camera.
That's right. It was because we live streamed. So that was my 2022 right there. That was a awesome time.
And DK, you kind of did throw my one. I was gonna pick Bar Citizen coming back, but you picked Chicago, so it's mostly different. But my one of my favorite things from 2022 is the Bar Citizen making a comeback. We did one in Boston for PAX East. We haven't been able to do one since then, but we'll probably do another one on PAX East next year. And also, we had a virtual Bar Citizen. We did one for Invictus. We did one for CitizenCon, and we did one for IAEs, and those were always fun. And I think our CitizenCon one was our biggest one yet. We had like over 100 people, so we had a lot of breakout rooms, and love to see CIG come back and talk to us, and that's always a lot of fun. So that's my first pick for best of 2022. All right, BBG, what is your second pick?
So the virtual Bar Citizen was mine. You took it, but I'm going to give it honorable mention. I'm going to give an honorable mention to it anyway because of how community building those experiences were. But no, my second one real quick was the C8R. Now, this was something that came at the end of the year. But for me, I'm really enjoying the value of that ship in terms of a lot of the small things that I want to do around the verse. And for me, it's also a great example of how CIG has really improved the value of the small ship for players who are, not big supporters and quote unquote whales who have a lot of a big fleet, that it's something that is really, really useful. I love the lights on it. I love the functionality within it. I love that I can move the sliding glass and get some supplies. I was just very impressed with that offering. I thought it was a great iteration on the Pisces design, and it's one of my best things of 2022.
Cool, thank you. Jade?
So, this is my second one, right?
Yep.
All right. So, just going on, what BBG had said about, Siege of Orison. One of the reasons Siege of Orison was so epic to me was the increased server caps. We may forget this, but for a long time, this game had 25 player server caps, and it was 50. And I was on a server this year, there was over 120 people. The universes feel so much more alive. And then events like Siege of Orison or even like IAE, when you're flying in the opening day of IAE and the sky is filled with ships, almost like you have holding patterns to get into new Babbage Interstellar Spaceport. That was just super immersive and just amazing to see. And the performance wasn't, like horrible like people would have thought if you'd have said that was going to be a thing years ago. It was fine, and I think just that right there is a big tech accomplishment for the game this year. So that's my second one.
Cool. Thank you. Dark Knight?
Talk about the server.
Oh, there you go. No, you.
No, I was going to talk about the. I was going to talk about the server cap increase, but
this is why I said peak multiple one.
hey, I know that's it, but 600 I rework.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Definitely, it's not here yet, no, but we at least get to see it and see what their ideas are around it, and I'm loving the idea of it. I'm loving the style, I'm loving the layout. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully, that's something. But I'll talk on that a little bit later if we get around to that one.
Cool.
But that was a really cool highlight to see that they are really putting the effort into getting that started. We may see it this year, or well, not this year, but next year.
About that. DK, that was on my list too. As I was trying to distill down. I was trying to distill down to these three.
I know it's hard, isn't it?
But the 600i rework is such an example that we're so in this community that we forget what open development looks like, and this is it. Right? This is them going, hey, we're in the midst of doing this thing. We're at a stage where we want to share it with you and get your feedback. And I thought it was outstanding, the opportunity to see that in action. So, yeah.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like I'm not, so much waiting for it to be here. As far as I'm looking at it as I'm seeing the progress of how it's going to happen. Like, so, I'm so interested in this that I could see from the artwork, and I'm waiting for the white box and then on to the gray box, and just seeing the progress as they go through it and getting some feedback and stuff. So yeah, 600 I rework.
I'm trying to ban this person, but hopefully someone else can ban him while I'm doing this one. But yeah, my second pick is going to be lots of content, even though there are few patches. So, like, people touched on it already. The Siege of Orison. You got Cloud. I think Cloud was this year, right? Yeah, River Tech and a whole bunch of other stuff. Even though there are few patches, they were packed full of good stuff. So yeah, that is my second pick. Does anyone have a third pick, or just me?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Possibility.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So my third best of in terms of 2022 is mining gadgets. Mining gadgets as an example of how deep tier 1 / almost tier 2 content has gone and will go in the development of Star Citizen. When you think about the mining mechanic and not only the mining opportunities with ships and the various types of elements, but the mining heads and now the mining gadgets to further refine the opportunity to really go deep in how one mines and gets that done. I just think that kudos have to be offered to the team that was focused in on that. Even if you're not into mining, you have to acknowledge that there are levels to this now in terms of the mining experience. And mining gadgets this year was the next step in that. And I thought that was one of the best pieces of additional content and depth that they've added this year.
Okay, thank you for that. Jade, you have a third one?
Yeah, I do. So we've talked a lot about tech, like basic tech, like PES and server caps and ships like the C8R, and then features like mining gadgets. But a lot of what makes this game what it is, to me personally, is the community. And so for my third one, I just want to give a big shout out to CIG's community team for integrating community made content and things like the new racetracks. They had to be aware of those for the tech people to go and build them. So I love that they're so embedded in the community. Galactica absolutely killing it on all the socials and being involved in events like Authy's 890 jump cruises. And also, it's worth mentioning, I really appreciate CIG's reaffirming their support and recognition of Pride Month a year after there was a huge backlash on, well, Spectrum and Reddit and a couple other places. They could have backed away from that, but they didn't. They stood firm, and I think in this year that was particularly important. And I really do think that the community team's work is a lot of what's responsible for the increased support, financial support of the game, and also broadening the game's appeal by cultivating a community welcoming of all kinds of new people. So thank you, CIG.
Thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. Thank you. DK?
Okay, so my last one is for CIG and specifically for Jared and the new format of the ISC and SCLs. As you know, I always do talk about how I really enjoy the development process, and these seem to be a deeper dive into who the developers are and what their roles are and what their group is like. I'm trying to think of the team, and the dynamics and things they have to work through. And I think it started off very well, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement. But I think they're on the right track with that. I think this talk show kind of format works for this, and it's a little less scripted and a little more off key, just kind of in the moment. And I think that's great. So I was going to, kudos to CIG for and particularly Jared for putting this together and creating this awesome new way of sharing the insides of the development. And hey,
Griffin Gaming, thank you for those
awesome.
subs. Those 5
Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah. So kudos to Jared and this team for putting together these new formats of sharing development.
Zombie Pigs, thank you for the Prime subscription. Thank you. Yeah, so for my third, I think I'm gonna need some help. So if you bear with me, I'm gonna get some help real quick. Hold on a moment.
And Lars19 says, Balloon Merchunkman!
That is my third best of 2022. Because, we've been waiting for it for a long time. I've been waiting for it for a long time. The concept in 2013, and we're finally getting it soon. We're hoping, a lot of us were hoping it for this year, but I think reasonably we did not expect it this year. But I'm hoping for it next year, so I'm looking forward to it. And I'll get into it more later. But yeah, the Bandy Merchantman is my third pick. And I don't mention, I'm going to say the CitizenCon announcement that we had during a couple of weeks ago. That is my honorable mention.
Salute. Fastcart, when I saw that picture of Jared for a split second, I thought it was going to be the wolffish moment, but it was.
Oh, that would have been good.
That was a good one.
That would have been good for a meme. All right, so okay, awesome. Let's gotta move on. So now, I think we all covered our best of 2022. We're gonna cover the worst of 2022, and I'm not gonna start with BBG this time. I'm gonna go move one slide over and start with Jade. But what is your worst of 2022?
Okay, my worst is, and I'm not somebody who gets upset when things get removed from the roadmap. So this isn't like world ending, but just it was kind of disappointing to see that the NPC taxi missions were removed from being introduced this year, because I know that I was looking forward to transporting NPCs. I think DK might have been too, but hopefully we'll see where that lands on the roadmap next year.
Thank you. Okay. Dark Knight, what are your words for 2022?
Oh, okay. Oh,
And girlfriend, thank you for subscribing for 28 months. 28 months? You've been here that long? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, DK.
Okay. Okay. False hopes, expectations, dates and times from CIG. That's probably some of the worst for me. And it's not so much that they making promises, the expectations going out. And we can see it more recently when we're talking about 318 and stuff surrounding that and when it's going to be quote unquote pushed out to maybe live or even just PTU Wave 1. That it just somehow a date seems to be coming out of some people's mouths in media, and it seems to be causing a lot of issue. Not so much issues in the community, but it does kind of stir the pot a little bit. And I think that kind of needs to calm down a bit. Just say we're running late. Not that it has to be and it's not that I'm rushing them. I'm not. I prefer that they go ahead and take their time, but for other people in the community, they might not be hearing it loud enough. And maybe CIG could be a little bit more forthright with, their information and just tell, speak to the general community in a little lower of a grade level, just to make things a little more crystal clear. But I know that's hard. That's difficult. They still got to keep things, in movement and be able to, kind of create some sense of surprise for things. But yeah, I would say that these kinds of expectations and setting dates, that seems to be happening, even though they say they don't want to set dates, but they set specific timeframes. I think that's, probably part of a problem. And I would say probably the worst part of 2022.
All boys.
Thank
for
you
the
for
raid
the
of 19
raid,
people.
all boys.
Hello,
Welcome,
everyone.
Thank you very much.
So what we're doing here and on Closed Citizens, we're discussing the best wishes, the best of 2022 and the worst of 2022 and the best meme, but right now we're on the worst 2022, so sit back and enjoy. Okay, thank you for that. And thank you for the follow, Jay, appreciate it. Were you done, DK?
I'm done.
Okay, cool. BBG, what is your first worst of 2022?
Oh, I thought you were next. All right, let me jump in here.
I'm
So,
always last.
okay. You're always first in my heart, fastcart. But so, Jade talked a little earlier about community. And for me, she was touching on the things that would be part of my answer as to why have community at all, which is this idea of the opportunity to elevate and celebrate, those of us across the community, engage most people most of the time while keeping track of the humanity of the most vulnerable. And part of the reason I'm in this particular community is I'm thankful for that experience. I really enjoy it. But the worst of 2022 are those content creators and other members of the community who do something different. And so for me, those folks who spend time diminishing the project, diminishing other members of the community, I saw this year, spending time in a grievance posture for an elective activity like being part of this community. For me, that was one of the worst things that I saw in 2022 because it subverts all of the positive opportunities that Jade and others have mentioned, right? It does not, in fact, move the project forward. It very often is not honest, logic-driven critique, right? It's not what Socrates called phronesis. It's not practical wisdom rooted in compassion. It's just salt and grievance. And we're trying to do something different here with Star Citizen. CIG is trying to do something different. And lots of members of the community are reaching for something different. And so we don't want the same old stuff that's negative in other communities. We want to try and do something different here. And so for me, that was one of the worst things I saw this year.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so I'm going to pick, I mean, y'all had great answers, but I'm going to pick no physical Citizen Con this year. It was, back in around this time last year, I looked on the LA Convention site for the schedule, and they said it had a Citizen Con for September. And I was like, oh, cool. And, you know, I didn't want to get a plane ticket or reservation or anything like that, but I did let a few people know. Then I want to say in March or May, they decided not to have a physical Citizen Con because well, two reasons. One is COVID, and the other one is to concentrate on the development of the game. So I was okay with that. But back then, I mean, hindsight 2020, we probably could have done a Citizen Con this year if the rules were all COVID. They could have had a mask mandate or something like that. So yeah, that lack of physical Citizen Con. 'Cause I miss seeing people. I haven't been to one since 2018, so that's 4 years. But hopefully we'll be able to go next year. Fingers crossed. All right, Jade, you have a second wish for 2022?
Yes, I do. I do. So so we're all waiting for 3.18 for various reasons. And that's not my worst, right? The waiting is that's part of Star Citizen. But when a wait spans years, for instance, back when 3.5 was introduced with the female character model, we were told that in 3.6 they were working at getting parity as far as clothing for the female character model to have as much stuff as the male character model. 3.18 is about to come out any day, and you know, in 3.17 we still have tons of placeholders. We get like maybe one item a year, like, oh hey, here's a pair of shoes, here's you know, like that. I just feel like the most disappointing thing to me, or you know, next to and again, this is not a world-ending thing, but I would just love if, you know, CIG, in recognition that this has been a thing for a long time, and a lot of, it's not just women, there's a lot of guys who play with female character models that want to have clothes for them, right? So like, don't be afraid of cute stuff. Don't be afraid to like hire some, you know, fashion design student to come in and like, you know, work on this stuff. We've all been waiting for years, since 3.6, and it's about time that, you know, some of this stuff that we see great concept art for from Jay Lee, some of it to finally start making it into the game. That's all. So my worst is that I'm still waiting for fashion.
Okay. I've been remastered. We are holding a fundraiser for Alysianah Noire. I just reloaded the page. If we are doing a giveaway. Just repeat, we are doing a giveaway at the end of the show. But if we hit 6,000 before the end of the show, we'll be having 2 giveaways. So, donate it if you can. Appreciate it. All right, DK, you're up.
Okay, so for my second one, yeah, Jay, don't be afraid of cute stuff.
Yes.
That was funny. Man, because see, to be honest, this was probably one of the hardest ones to pick. So I almost don't even think I could talk of a second when I was thinking about content and how there's really not much going on content related. I'm just kind of waiting for 3.18 at this present moment. But really, you know, CIG is not perfect, but I'm really following more of the development. So anything I would have against, you know, or more or worse would just be more marketing related stuff. So I think I don't think I can have any more for this one for worst of 2022.
Okay. No problem.
This was a hard topic.
BBG, how about you?
Yeah, I don't have any major grievances. I have pet peeves, right? So recognize that my worst is at a very different level than my best, which is really at a high level. But one of the things that I would add here, I've got a couple others things I would add here, is for 2022 to have been so replete with growth, new players, new resources coming into the game, and still lacking a refreshed tutorial. So for folks who are old school with this project, there was a period of time where what we had to play was the Arena Commander module. And for those that were there in some of its earlier iterations, we had a tutorial for that. You actually got a pilot who looked like he was straight out of Squadron 42, who stood with you on a gangway, and then you walked down to the ship, and you got a tutorial on entering the ship, on taking off, on flying.
Gilly.
And I know you know, but it was so useful in terms of that initial process of sharing the game with others, right? And you knew that there was a program that was going to caretake them a little bit in terms of getting them started. And I feel like 2022 was an opportunity, particularly with the growth that we've seen and the numbers that we've seen, to take another cut at that. And maybe they're waiting for 4.0. I don't hear a lot of language around it, and probably because we're in a testable alpha and things are changing all the time. In part, I understand it, but for me, this is one of the things there where you have so many people who can get an introduction to some of the features in the game, that if you can have a tutorial, then you know that they're getting a standardized look and that they're not missing certain things. So that would be one of mine.
Cool, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and combine two because I think we're running short on a couple of the words of 2022, but it's already been mentioned, but I want to mention it in a different way. Well, it's kind of a best of 2022 and a worst of 2022. And when I say that, I mean more people coming into the game. Like positively, people still coming from Elite Dangerous and other games, trying the game for free fly. You had like thousands and thousands of people making an account a day doing IE and Invictus. So that part is good, and more people in fresh blood is always good for the game. But also we're getting some of the negativity, and what I mean by that is people who are expecting Star Citizen to be something that they intended to be, and not what Star Citizen is in fact going to be. And also they think that what Star Citizen is right now is currently what it's going to be in the future, but it's not. Okay, they're going to be continue to evolve into the dream that Chris Roberts had, and So and also, and on top of that, the news media still seem to be negative against Star Citizen. Like I was reading Massively OP, and every year they have a year-end review of different games and stuff like that. And consistently, Star Citizen makes headlines for negative, and that's a shame in my opinion. But that's me.
Sir, I got one more.
Go ahead.
The darn doors of my 400i are still white. Please fix it. CIG.
Fix it.
Fix it now.
Unplayable. Completely unplayable.
Anyone else had something for 2022 before we move on?
Yeah, I talked about the C8R being in the best. I am not a fan of the Drake Cutter. I know other people like it. I know a lot of people feel like it's one of the perfect starter ships. I can't stand the way it looks. It hovers worse in VTOL mode than it does in non-VTOL mode. This is just me. I'm a Corsair fan, so I'm not a Drake hater. But I just no.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and I mean, you know what I should have done? I should have mentioned this, but like it's coming up. So okay, let's move on to best meme of 2022.
I got my third.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
So my third one is just called "Stay in Your Lane." Without naming any specific content creators. There are certain people who I know and I trust to talk about things like PvP. There's other people I know and I trust to talk about things like interior design. But I would not listen to somebody who I trust, you know, about interior design to tell me what should and shouldn't be allowed as far as PvP in the game, and how to counter certain things that are intended in the game, and how to go to a certain place where drugs are distributed and not get blown up in the game. So I would just say that that was the worst and most disappointing thing for me, as far as certain content creators that I respected, that I lost respect for over this year. That's all.
And you know what, Jay? That's a perfect segue for best meme of 2022, because that became a meme in itself too. But I'm gonna start with DK on this one. So, DK, what is one of your favorite meme of 2022?
Okay. So I actually kind of did have a tough one with this because I really don't follow a lot of memes. Like I recently saw one that popped up on Reddit yesterday that I thought was really cute. But my main one was really more of the machinima. I said, the machinima sometimes can be memes of their own. Like they're just memeing the game just in a video format. There were a couple ones that stuck out. There was the verse talk. Hold on, I had it pulled up. The verse view that was done by what's the name of the team? Let's see now.
If you have a link, put it in chat for us.
You want me to? Okay.
Yeah,
and I thought it's just really, really cool. So hold on, let me bring up share, grab a copy, put it in chat. There's this one. And I thought these were fun machinimas. There's several others too. The ones with recent ones with Ava here. I'm gonna put that one in chat too. So you all could watch that one. And
not now, later.
Yeah. Don't watch it now. Watch it after the show. Maybe after you come and hang out at Soul Citizens After Dark. But this one was another machinima that I thought was really, really great. And take a look at those, just because they kind of poke fun at the game in different ways. Oliver Zark does this too. And can I post that one too?
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
I've got more. I've got all of these. But they kind of poke fun at the game in a way that that provides fun entertainment. And so I applaud our community for doing those kinds of things. And so yeah, that was one right there. There's the next one that I just posted. So those are I would say that those are my memes. Are the machinimas that are poking fun at the game itself and having fun. And
one of my favorite ones, and I'm completely biased because I was in it, but the Cormor video that Oliver Zark did this year.
That was great. Oh,
that was funny.
Good one. Of course it was. There was a star in that movie, in that one.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay. Right, BBG, what is your first best meme of 2022?
So I've been, ever since the pre-show where we were trying to talk about this, I've been looking for it so I could give you the link. But it was, for those of you who have been to Ghost Hollow, you've seen the pilot that's stuck there and the skull that's there, and it was a picture of the skull, and it said up top, you've just filled your C2 to the brim with cargo, and then at the bottom it said, and the chat is now telling you 30Ks are on the way. And so I laughed really hard at that one. That was the one that stuck in my mind when I thought about this. I saw it a little while ago, but that was the one that stuck in my mind when I thought about this because I had that experience this year, which put me off of cargo for right now as 30K started to come back a little bit in terms of some of the patches. But I was laughing real hard at that because I was like, I've been there. Been there. So if I can find it, I saw it on Reddit. If I can find it, I will send you the link.
Thank you. No, you just put it in chat. I think you should have permission. But if you don't, let me know.
Okay.
All right, Jade, you're up, then me.
Okay. All right. So like, all right. So first, I just want to like shout out CIG for making one of the best memes with that make money for the 3.17 release. I felt like that was almost a meme. It didn't quite cross the line to being one, but to be not so humble, my favorite meme of this year was one that I created that a lot of people apparently liked. A lot of you will remember back when the Argo MPU V1, I said on this very show that, you know, maybe next year y'all can vote for that Pisces. And so from that point on, I was like, I want to do everything in my power to meme the hell out of the Pisces, especially when I saw that it was going to go up against the Drake Mule. So I made that me and my Pisces song, and it just kind of like it kind of took off. And I just want to thank everybody who supported that. And you know, it was this whole thing, this ship showdown was all about fun, and memes are part of that. And I hope more of the community that doesn't understand that aspect learns to just, you know, relax a little, enjoy it. It's another creative outlet, and you know, you don't have to like every meme, but you know, just recognize that yes, sometimes people will create some memes, and the best counter to a meme is another meme. So that's all.
All right, thank you for that. And for my best meme, some people may think this is a cop out, but you know, it's a continuing meme. It's a meme that keeps on giving. Because I don't think we really covered it last year because it was brand new. But last year, I'll give you some background. Luminalia is going on this year, but it didn't start last year. But we had it last year also. And one of the memes was they gave us a picture of a handlebar. But for this year, and this is last week, in fact, I'm going to post it in chat real quick. But that was a post from Reddit, from Zylo. He says, "Hello, everyone. I'd like to jump in and acknowledge some feedback your way that many of you are hoping to obtain a second Luminalia handle image. For that reason, I'm pleased to officially gift you all with the second handle to complete your Luminalia set. Happy holidays, Captain Zylo." So that was
I remember that one.
It's still the meme that keeps on giving. So that's why, even though it started last year, they didn't really cover it last year. So that's why it's my first one for tonight. All right, DK, you're up again.
Okay, so yeah, I got one last one, and this is it. Oh,
Thank you for the subscription, Kerry. Thank you
very much. So my last meme is anything Drake.
Oh, that's a fighting words. Go ahead.
That's it.
Go ahead. I want to hear this.
No, just anything Drake is a meme.
No, you gotta give more than that. That's why anything Drake, DK?
It creates its own meme with people being, you know, I don't know. It's just anything Drake. I'm sorry, that just had me rolling.
When people ask about putting a toilet in a cutlass, and you say it is a toilet.
Well, the children, thank you for the subscription.
Oh,
no, I mean,
thank you, everybody. That was hilarious. Oh,
okay. So, I mean, do you have a favorite Drake meme or something all about something above them? Or thank you for the follow, Lucian Tour.
During the was this during the IAE? When we did the yeah, maybe it was for Ship Showdown, and they had the meme or the poster and meme contest. Who I can't remember who did it, what their name was, but they did the movie posters with the mule. I thought those were really, really cool and very, very creative. I would say that those kind of helped de-memify Drake a little bit for me and actually made him pretty cool, you know. But yeah, I still stand by that. Whoa, thank you so much for all of this.
I want to say, I'm getting behind you, so I want to say thank you, Reload, for the gift subs. I want to say thank you, Boss Lady, for the gift subs.
Yes. So I'll just finish on anything Drake.
All right. All right, BBG.
So when it comes to a second meme, I'm sort of tapped out. I wish that I was more meme.
A meme lord. You wish you were,
I wish I was a meme lord or a meme queen, a meme goddess. I know that some of the folks out here are doing it, but I don't really have another one. What I know is that you know. When I peruse Reddit, I see so many that I just appreciate, to Jade's point, how people are having fun and leaning into the community and the game and the experience. So,
all right.
I know you want more from me on this particular point.
No, that's okay.
I don't have any more.
That's okay. Thank you. Jade, your second meme, please.
My second meme, I just saw, like, I think yesterday, Lady Raincloud showed it to me from Reddit, and it was this meme of showing all the different things you can do in Star Citizen, like mining and medical and soon salvage, and they're holding a multi-tool. Like,
if you
yes,
could find that
everything can
in
be
chat,
done
go
with
ahead.
a beam.
If you can find that and post it in the chat, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can.
All right.
Jade, was that the one that ended with fishing?
Yes, exactly. That's the other thing, right? It ends with fishing. It was like perfect. And like, for me, the reason I like that meme is it's both, at least right now, true. Like, until we get like vehicle, component salvage and munching. But the other thing I like about it is it's 2952, soon to be 2953. Why wouldn't we do a lot of things with beams, right? Like, they had a science beam, and I'm like, well, that exists in real life. It's called a mass spectrometer, right? So, like, yeah, I like that meme basically because it's funny, true, and yeah, why not?
All
All right,
cool.
fastcart. I was looking for the other one, and I found the one. I found one that I remembered I loved a lot because it related to my gameplay.
Okay,
Can I give you this one?
Okay, yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. So I do a lot of bunker missions because I didn't want to lose any more cargo, and I am probably just a hair above Jared, so I die a lot or I get disabled a lot. And so I hit M to call for rescue missions, and I try to let the person know, like, hey, there's still 5 9-tails here, we're on wave 2 of 3 or whatever, so that they know how to navigate. I'll hit F4 and zoom out so I can give them a lay of the land. And in dialoguing with some of those folks who come rescue you, this meme reminded me a lot of how they think, right? Because these are the folks that are really into rescue, healing, medical play, right? But the bunker hasn't been cleared, so they're going to have to get their kill on first before they can get their rescue on. So I posted that meme in the chat. That's one.
Okay, thank you. And before I forget, because y'all getting behind again, this is my bad. Not blaming you all at all. Keep them coming. But yeah, I want to thank Matt for the 10 gift subs and Old Lefty for the 5 gift subs. And we're having a hype train going on there, evidently. So thank you y'all for that. Okay, so I think that was Jade. I think it's me for my second one now. Yeah. So my second meme. Thank you for the follow. Score right. Red. Okay. Score right. Red. Okay. Sorry for missing your name, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But my second meme for tonight will be the PTV and the ship showdown. They're getting so many votes. Pleasure. Thank you for the subscription. They were getting so many votes that CIG had to step in and say the PTV cannot win because it's, the technology for it is so behind that they're going to have to redo it. And so they didn't want to, they made a decision not to do the skin twice for it, and just do it once. But because of that, everyone will be getting the skin when it comes out. And thank you for the subscription.
Thank you.
Drakazar and Citizen Bar.
Wow. Thank you so much, guys.
Incredible.
Thank you for all those gift stuff. Thank you.
Thank-
Level 6 completed for
Wow.
hype train. Thank you. So yeah, the PTV is my second main. Does anyone have any more or DK? Nope.
No, okay.
Okay.
My last one will be from Reddit, and I kind of mentioned it before, but I never shared it. So I'm going to share this one with the community here. And I thought this one was
Well,
really
we'll talk
cool.
about it first and then share it.
It's about 318, about PTU, and it's a little girl sitting on Santa's lap and asking, "I want a dragon for Christmas," and he's like, "Now be
Oh, I
realistic."
saw that one. Yeah.
And she says, "I want 318 PTU Wave 1," and he says, "What color do you want for your dragon?"
Yeah. I think
I thought that was hilarious.
I think that's in Star Citizen info on Discord, and I want to say
Is
thank
it?
you,
Okay.
Justin Lemming. Justin Lemming, thank you for the for the bet. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, you got
Thank
it
you.
already. Cool. Yeah, that I just saw that today. So I'm gonna go ahead because I think most of us. Does anyone else have another meme before I go again?
Uh-oh.
What? Okay. All right. So this is my
I don't know.
I wonder if fastcart had a computer.
Wait, what happened? You don't hear me? You don't hear me? Oh, I'm frozen on the screen. Oh, ooh. Oh, there it is. I'm back now. You hear me now? Yeah, you hear me on the screen, but you don't hear me on Discord. I don't know why, because I didn't change anything. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to restart Discord real quick so they can hear me. People can bear with me for a moment. Please do so. If I can find it. Discord, quit Discord. Restart Discord. Zombie Pig, thank you for this 5 subscription. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm waiting for Discord to start. Sorry for the technical difficulties. That's not my fault. Alright, I am back. You all hear me now? No, I don't hear you. I didn't change anything.
You're in the general chat, by the way.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That'd be a good reason.
You're welcome.
I don't know why you.
Alright, I'm back in
There
the
he
right
is.
chat this time. Thank
Welcome
you for
back.
that. Thank you
Oh,
for
I
that.
didn't even realize that the stream was still on Twitch because I have my chat pulled out and I had the browser
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're still on.
minimized, so I didn't even realize we were still on. It just went off in
Alright.
Discord.
I'm
Anyway,
trying to find my XSplit window so that I can share it again so you guys can see what's going on. There we go. Alright, sorry for that, folks. But at least we got it right. At least I didn't have to do a full reboot. Here we go. So here's my third man. I do have a couple of more. One of them, I'll do the smaller one first. One is the wait for 318 and 4.0. There's been a bunch of memes made about those. I still want my bottle trolley from last year. That's going to continue until I get my bottle trolley. And for the best meme, I think for 2022 is this.
And Lars19 says, Balloon Merchunkman!
Citizen Shenanigans, thank you for the 5 gift subscribes. Appreciate it. Thank you. And
Thank
what I mean
you.
by that one, again, bring back an oldie but goodie. Duckbill. The Bandit Measurement Duckbill. I think that was back in March
that's a
or February.
good one.
Yeah.
So the Duckbill was making the rounds all over Reddit, all over the Star Citizen community. Because what happened was during the ISC, they were doing an update for the Bandit Measurement, and they had the incorrect FOV. And none of us knew that because they didn't explain it at the time. So, like, the next time they did an update for the Bandit Measurement. So, for like a month or so, we were all thinking, The Chauvin, thank you
the
for those
Chauvin.
gift subs. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who is giving. Thank you
By
so
the way,
much.
we are doing a fundraiser, so we do appreciate those gift subs, but like Alysianah Noire, or someone did give $50, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
But yes, we do appreciate the gift sub, but Alysianah Noire, we really need the help. Okay, so oh yeah, the vending machine. So they did an ISC, they updated the vending machine, and it had the incorrect FOV. So because of that, the nose of the vending machine looked bigger than what it was supposed to be. I didn't know at the time because I didn't know about FOV. I thought that was just gonna be the look of it from now on. I didn't really like it. I won't say I hate it, but I didn't really like it. But I was okay with it because I thought it would mean there would be more room for other stuff in the node. And there's a whole duck dodgers, darkwing duck, a whole bunch of meme for the Benjamin duck though. So that was one of my favorite memes for 2022. All right, so I think that's everyone. Everyone is memed out now.
My third one in.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead, Jade.
All right, my third one. A lot of you remember that RSI released the Zeus spacesuits, like old school, looking spacesuits, and Darginator made a meme template that played on the if you ever saw the always has been meme with the two astronauts with one with the gun to the head of the other one, and they're like both looking at a planet. He basically like remade that in Star Citizen as like a meme template. So I feel like many memes will be launched from that meme. No pun intended.
All right, cool. Thank you. So I guess we're gonna move on. So we went from meme to wishes for 2023. All right, bring old out with the old and in with the new. I'm gonna start with Boss Lady. Thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate it. Go back to you, BBG, for the first one. What is your wish? What is your first wish for 2023?
So my first wish for 2023 is a stable 318 that allows folks to see and experience the progress. 318, it happens almost every time we get a new patch that there's more in it than we think. But for 318, that's especially true in that this thing is chock full of stuff. And my hope is for a patch my first wish is for a patch that's really stable, that allows, when it goes live, that allows folks to have a really outstanding experience. So, I am a big fan right now, given where we are, of an open PTU across the holiday season. People can still have 317 to play, open PTU for 318 while they get it up and running, versus trying to push and crunch to get it live, and then it's not quite where it needs to be. So my hope is that we get an open PTU across the holiday period, and then in 2023, a really, really great, stable 318 patch.
Oh, my bad. I missed one. The Chauvin, thank you for the 10 gift subs. The tier 2 event, so thank you for that. Thank you. All right, Jade, how about you? Your first wish for 2023.
Yeah, my first wish, Lefty said it in chat. Simple. Server meshing and pyro. Now, like, I know there's a lot of skepticism about whether that's possible, but honestly, out of the two things, PES and server meshing, PES is the harder thing, from what I can tell. The hooks for server meshing, that's all within PES. So like they actually will have cleared the hurdle with PES to enable server meshing probably sooner than a lot of people that think they know are expecting. So server meshing and pyro along with it. That's my big wish for my number one wish for 2023.
Okay. Thank you. DK?
my biggest wish for 2023, and actually it almost combines two into one. So I'm just gonna go with it, because you can't have one without the other in my mind. The E1 and taxi missions. So I have an idea for taxi missions, and I really hope that they can put these in. And when they do these, they should put the E1 in alongside those. And that should be the introduction to taxi missions and VIP gameplay and things like that. And they could make it pretty simple without having to go, as in depth as they want to right now. So we can spawn cargo in our ships. You go to a kiosk, you select the cargo, and it spawns in your ship. Why can't we do that with, say, NPCs? Say you go to a landing zone or a space station, and you go to a kiosk for travelers, and you pick a mission from there. And when you pick it, they spawn in your ship. And then you go to the other location. When you go to the kiosk and you turn in that particular mission or deboard the NPC, they spawn out just like the cargo does. So make it super, super simple. I don't care, how they do it. I would love to see something like that happen, and they can even do like simple interaction like you do with the outpost, and you go talk to Ken sitting up there, behind the counter, and you can ask him, how's your day? Simple stuff like that. I'm sure they could do something like that. But I would love to see tier 0 of taxi missions and or passenger somewhat gameplay, and that introduces the E1 at the exact same time. That's my wish.
Okay, DK, I'm gonna one up you here. How this for
No.
taxi mission? There's a damsel in distress, right? You have to rescue her and bring her these 5 blocks. Each block is like an element, you see. And once you get all the elements, he saved the universe. How does that sound?
Yeah, the mission is called Lulu Dallas Multipass.
Right.
How did you know?
Perfect.
Okay, so
Yes.
for my first wish, DK touched on this earlier when he talked about his best things of 2022. But my first wish is a 600 eye ghost standard. I do have a 600 eye. I don't fly it much, but I know a lot of people who do, and it's the favorite ship, and I'm looking forward to people getting it and enjoying it. So yeah. That'd be my first wish for 2023, the 600 eye gold standard. Because I think it's done. Am I not mistaken? But yeah, so they need something from one of the other departments before they release it. All right, BBG, your second wish, sorry.
So my first wish is for the early part of the year with a stable 3.18 patch. And my last wish will be for this time next year. But this wish is sort of in the middle. But, now that we've gotten the CitizenCon date, I'm thinking this is my wish for a CitizenCon announcement. I want CitizenCon to finish, and I want Chris and Sandy to walk off the stage and then stop, turn around, and come back to the microphone and say, oh yeah, by the way.
One last thing.
Here's the announcement trailer for Squadron 42 Episode 1. And even if it's a year or a year and a half away, I'd love for that to kick in this year.
Even if it's not a year and a half away, just an update trailer, because we haven't had one since 2016, so I would appreciate that one too. Yeah, that would be cool.
I would take that, absolutely, but my wish is for announce Episode 1. Let's go.
Okay. All right. And you want a date, so that you know how TIG is with dates, so that's a dangerous risk, BBG.
I sort of want a year. They can put a year in the end, but I also know how that's going too.
Yeah, right. Look at the Bethesda game,
Starfield, yeah.
Starfield, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Jade, your second wish.
Yeah, so my second wish is one I think a lot of people have. So we're getting persistence with 318 item persistence. And so now that we have item persistence, a lot of you remember back when we had items in our hab that we could like move around. We had like plates, cups, books. So, and then, that was test that they did. But I'd like to see that come back along with us actually having, and it can be a temporary thing like it was back then, a hab that we always come back to so we can start putting stuff there. I remember there was some guy that like took all the turtles from Area 18. By the way, please bring those back too.
Yeah.
Like filled his hab up with turtles, like stuff, just that kind of craziness that'll be enabled with PES. I want us to have the ability to like make our ships our home, make our habs our home, just being able to make homes in the universe. So that would be my second wish.
All right, thank you for that. DK?
Okay, so I'm going back to missions again. I want true cargo missions, and I know that they've been talking about it, but I mean like real cargo missions, not trading, not going and buying commodities at a kiosk and loading them on my ship and risking all of my money. I mean going to a cargo deck and accepting a cargo mission and having to haul that cargo to any specific location. And the further away you got to go and where you might have to go will determine how much you're going to make. So say if I'm at Microtech and I got to go to Crusader, I'm going to make a lot more money than if I was just going to go to an outpost on, Clio or something like that. Or I might pick one up and have to take it over to Ruin Station in Pyro when Pyro comes online. And so, those kinds of things might be, are incredibly profitable, hopefully. And it's, it's non-combat gameplay for one thing, but it's also less risky than commodity trading. Until you make your millions, commodity trading's a little bit difficult. So start off with a cargo run, and then you can start buying that cargo for yourself. Owner operator, that's how you do it.
Okay, DK, I got another one for you. Insert movie plot here. How do you like that? No, I'm kidding. All right, so for my second wish, bring back the hanger module. I miss decorating my hanger module. Bring it back, please. I know there's other stuff that take priority, but that's one of the things I look forward to every pack is to redecorating my hanger module. So I would appreciate that. Thank you, CIG. Appreciate it. I think we're back to BBG for the third one.
Yes. So 318 stable in the beginning of the year. Squadron 42 announcement at CitizenCon. And then my third one is, this time next year, my hope, my wish, right, it is to take what Jade started with a step further, right? So my hope is not only 4.0, but that 4.0 drops with Pyro, with Nyx, and with Terra.
So BBG, what you're saying is you want us to all to have, thank you for the follow, Bananas Gaming. You want us all to have like a 100 gigabyte download. Is that what you're saying?
I think we're gonna have to pay the price, but yeah, because if you imagine that, right? Because then you have Stanton, which is sort of this mid-tier security corporate system. You have Pyro, which is no security at all and outside the UE, and you have the tension of the Nyx system and its independence. And then you have Terra, which would be an example of a high security, very, very safe UEE system. With those four systems, and I know I've lost my mind, so I put that in chat. I know I have. but with those four systems and 4.0, you've got you're really, the project has really at that point for me taken off, and everybody gets a chance to have a taste of what they want to do and the spaces they want to persist in.
Dang, I think BBG topped us all. Anyone got anything to top that, Jade?
I can wish very big.
Yeah, right.
BBG, you totally took the wind out of my last one, man. Oh,
Jade.
that was
Sorry, DK. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm like, oh.
Hey, Jade, you there? I guess you stopped that
Wait.
for
Wait,
There
hello?
she is. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot I was on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, like, damn, you just want the whole damn galaxy, BBC.
He doesn't
I
want
mean, I'm
anything
here
small.
for it. I want my home back. I want Levski back. But
At least Pyro and Leps. I mean, at least Pyro and Nyx. At least Pyro.
yeah, Pyro and Nyx. I think that I don't know because I don't know, right? I don't know if they're working on Nyx. Is actively sort of working on Pyro right now, but that would be a dream. I'll just be happy if we can get server meshing and Pyro. But my third one, locations are great, right? But mission content is what make a lot of locations even greater. And so what I would love to see is some of the stuff that was on the roadmap that was tentatively like on the roadmap for this year, like hacking and passenger transport. I would love to see those like make a reappearance and actually enter the game, within the next 12 months. And I'll even like throw in data running, maybe component salvage if we get physicalized components. So yeah, just things that make these locations worth going to and enable more gameplay, because I think that's really what a lot of people want. As much as we want Pyro, if everybody gets to Pyro and it's just the same mission content we have in Stanton, I think that would be a little bit of a disappointment. So I'm hoping we get a little bit more. That's a wish. Yeah, not an expectation.
Okay. Thank you. DK?
I already lost that one on having Nyx. No, I'm kidding. I'm just messing. I want to put in 600i rework. Go Bob, I see you on that because that would be awesome to have when Pyro is introduced. To have that kind of a ship to be able to traverse through that star system, I think would be nice to have, especially since it has its own med bay. And it's going to have more creature comforts than what it already has now. So I'm going to say we didn't mention it for wishes, did we? Did anybody mention the 600i? Because if not, that's okay. I'm going to mention it again.
Okay.
So that one, but really, I kind of want to quickly piggyback off of what Jade was saying about mission systems and different things that we could do. I think that would be a huge thing if they could just keep pumping various missions into the game that people can have things to do. Again, I see some of these missions, since they're just, go to the kiosk base and it magically shows up in your ship that we have right now. I could see that being something that could be really easy tier zeros for a lot of these different types of missions that we have now. And I think that would be a nice addition to help give us things to do while we're waiting for 4.0, because we're going to be in 3.18, if not for the foreseeable future, until sometime at point next year, late into next year, if we even get to a 3.19 before the end of this next year. But adding a lot of different types of content into 3.18, I think we're at a nice stepping stone, and PES obviously is what's getting us there right now. But yeah, more missions, definitely more missions, and a 600i rework.
Yeah, Jade, DK, I absolutely agree with you on that. And I would love to see the personal tab and mission givers be a real test bed for CIG to try some radical stuff, right? We're in an alpha testing environment, try some radical mission strips, try some one-offs, try some funky missions, just try different things and plug them in and see what the reaction is and how people experience them.
Yes. Yes,
I
would
say it like it's easy to do because I'm not doing it, but
right.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love for AI to become, almost self-aware. Like just somebody said in chat, like, this really, really hardcore AI that pushes people. I think it would take a lot of people by surprise, but it would also make it feel more like a game. So, yeah.
Hey,
TV
We
Liquid,
did
thank you
vote
for
for
the
Leilani
raid.
Addison.
That's a
We did
big
vote for
one,
Leilani
too.
Addison.
Yes, we
Thank you
did
for the
vote
raid.
for Addison, right?
that's right. That's right.
TV Liquid, thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. I'm discussing holiday wishes for 2023. Mostly, and chat's been going crazy about their wishes, so keep them coming. Oh shoot, I was gonna do something. Oh yeah, so one more time for the fundraiser for Alysianah and Noire. It doesn't look like we're gonna hit the 6,000, but we are doing a good giveaway in a few minutes. So stay tuned. For my third wish, I'm going to I'll do it one more time.
And Lars19 says, Balloon Merchunkman!
I'm going to retire that now. No more.
Now, man, you rolling now. Let it ride.
Way to fit that to every category, didn't you?
It's supposed to be. It should be. People like we said earlier in the story. We were hoping it's going to come out at the end of this year. It doesn't look like it's going to. But Q1, Q2 of next year, sure, or maybe early in the week for after Invictus Week. That'd be a thing. So if they could do that, I'll be fine. And I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's not going to be in the colors behind me, but a person can hope that I'll be able to find something similar in the future.
And again, we're going to put out a petition for the paint job you see on that Banu Merchantman behind fastcart, that we get that in game. Please, CIG. We should put petitions for those two.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's from StarJump Grim and StarJump. They're the people who put out the hanger link, the hanger fleet viewer. So yes, they appreciate it. And I think I'm gonna call it audible. I think I'm gonna do Musashi Industrial Starflight Concern Endeavor. That'll be my new one.
And it starts here, folks.
That'll be my new one. Do gentlemen have any final wishes before we move on?
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Jade.
No. You go ahead, BPG.
Both Jade, you and I have been talking about community a lot, and so my final wish is that Soul Citizens goes from strength to strength alongside the rest of the Star Citizen community, that more folks are brought in than ever to connect with each other, to have great experiences, to enjoy Bar Citizens and Thursday nights and Sunday nights and Saturdays, and that we all hit the lottery and we all go to CitizenCon and hang out and have
a Soul Citizen House. How about that?
Yeah.
That's right. We could put cameras everywhere like Big Brother, and I can be in the corner like, I can't believe fastcart talked about the Banu Merchantman again.
At least I don't get drunk, so you don't have to worry about me drunk talking about the BMM. All right, so next up, before I give away, you have a Q&A. We only have one question. This is from Old Lefty. So, which 318 gift are you most excited to receive, maybe for Christmas? And maybe you can include Luminalia in that. So, Old Lefty said 318 gift, but yeah. Anyone want to take that?
318 gift?
Yeah. Are you most excited to receive?
Can you clarify?
Like, what is supposed to come out in 318 that you're excited for? Go ahead.
Yeah,
because I could say
go ahead.
For anything for 318 I'm excited for is the Persistent Energy Stream, PES. That's what I'm excited for, because it's groundwork, and that's what I want. Everything else on top of it is just frosting and sprinkles. But when it really comes down to it, the PES is what I am excited for. Yeah, that's my biggest.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to be careful with how I answer because I'm in Evo.
Okay, yeah, you do.
But I can answer, but I just have to be careful with how I phrase this. So yeah. So there's a lot of new gameplay coming in 3.18. The biggest gift that I see that's on the release view, to me, is the Gen 12 render. And I mean, I don't even know if it, is going to be as big a deal for me. But I think, for a lot of people that struggle with performance, I hope that that it starts to help them, because it's hard sometimes to play with friends who don't have as powerful computers as a lot of us do. And one of the ways to make the community even bigger is for that barrier, that tech barrier, to be lower. So I'm hoping that Gen 12 lives up to a lot of the promise that a lot of people have for it.
Okay, thank you. Now, BBC, have a response for that? What 3.18 gifts are you most excited for? Maybe for Christmas?
Yeah, it's tied for me. I find like salvage activity, mining activity to be meditative, right? So when I'm not doing bunkers and having all this intensity, I like to take time off. So I'm looking forward to getting in that vulture, maybe even the reclaimer, and doing some salvaging. But I'm also very interested in the new crash sites with the new Star Runner crash site, the Mercury Star Runner crash site, and the 600i crash site. I love to see new vistas and new things while doing new activities, whether it's puzzle, traversal, or whatever. So both of those things stand out to me. Obviously, though, persistent entity streaming, I think, is the most essential gift of 3.18 for me as well.
I'm gonna cop out and say a stable release, because those first few days or first 3 hours are gonna be rough when 3.18 actually comes launches from outside the PTU just into the live server. So a stable release,
First
maybe
few days.
I'm gonna say 3.18.1 or 3.18.0.8 or something like that. One of those. So yeah, that a stable release. That's what I'm looking forward to. But as far as Luminalia goes, I'm hoping that they'll give us a suit for they're giving us the beanies, they're giving us a flight suit, and they're giving us a shirt. I'm looking forward to having a suit for Luminalia. Anyone else?
You mean
got
that
my
suit they showed us?
Say it again?
You mean the suit that they showed us in the 3.18 patch watch?
Oh, I didn't see it. It's in there? No, I'm
Yeah,
talking about the Luminalia one, the red, green, and I forget the other color, but yeah.
yeah. So that was in a
Mhm.
post on Spectrum called 3.18 patch watch. We're back in town. And yeah, I like it, but I think that they missed an opportunity. It doesn't feel quite like it should. Like, it feels like it should be more of a fit and flare. But it's got those baggy legs and baggy bottom, from what I can tell from the image on Spectrum. And I don't know. It's something that they can they can alter and make it look better. But I think, at least on the female character, as they showed there, it just looks a little bit strange. It could have looked really cool, and it does look futuristic, so I will give them that. At least they're trying.
Isn't day 3 of Luminalia already an undersuit?
There's an undersuit, but no armor yet. No fit, no armor.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no armor. Yep.
Okay. No, yeah, I'd love to see that too. That's right.
And Citizens United says, for Luminalia, I want an in-game poster of the two handlebars. I'm pretty sure that can be arranged. All right,
I
so-
actually like the Luminalia gifts this year. I think
Yeah, I do too.
maybe I'm like maybe a few, but I think this is a really cool thing. Maybe they'll give
Yeah.
out some plushies at some point in time. Just little things we could use to, whether or not we decorate or wear as an item and say, oh, I remember this ugly sweater from 2952 or something. Just be like just fun little things. But
Well,
yeah,
and the more that
like
persistent entity streaming and those types of technologies develop, the more that you'll see people wearing these things and not just hoarding them across the galaxy. And people, right now, because people are so afraid. They don't want to do a character reset. They're so afraid to wear their subscriber-owned items or Luminalia earned items or things like that. That everybody's just running around in a white flight suit, right? And what we want to do is see the actual diversity of people actually choosing an outfit and going, this is my favorite look or my favorite mix of armor or whatever. So I'm excited for the closer we get on the tech, the more we're going to see that diversity we want to see across the community in game.
Yep. That answers a question there too for you, Lefty. Is one of the things that would be a gift for 318 is being able to actually live on my ship and put like my Pico down on the table and my 400i, be able to just leave it there, and put a PTV in the cargo hold and just live out of that ship and not have to worry about respawning it, going back down to another planet, to a moon or outpost, putting the PTV in, buying another Pico. Just like if I want to decorate, I could decorate. That new little what is it here? The Luminalia sextant. I could put it on the table and display it all. Just that's what I really want to to have, because we don't have we don't have our own habs yet, and we don't have our hangars yet. So my ship is my home right now, and I prefer to. I want to try and live in that as much, especially when that 600i comes out. Oh man.
All right, so that's it for the show. I want to thank everybody for being here. We're going to wrap.
Don't forget.
No, I'm kidding.
Wait,
I'm kidding.
we have a giveaway.
I'm kidding.
See, I wasn't getting caught on this one. Not this time.
All right, so we are running a giveaway now, and the keyword is !wishes. WISHIES. Sorry, ES. WISHES. With !wishes. That is the keyword for the giveaway. And Commander Malik, thank you for the follow. There you go. People are entering.
There you go. Get him.
Now, while people are doing that, just to say once again, let me reload the page. I think we raised like $150 today for the
great,
the 150 for the fundraiser. But just
Thank
to
you so
show
much.
you all what we're doing. Oh, also anything that you buy in merchandise also goes to the fundraiser. So this is why? Oh, I know why. There we go. So if you buy merchandise from our merchandise store, it goes toward the fundraiser. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We're gonna wait a few minutes
to get the goal and to be able to surpass the goal. I think that's a wonderful gift for.
A lot of people think about their Star Citizen in-game fashion, but if you're walking around with Soul Citizen's gear, you've never.
Hey, get your gear and come. It was great to see. That there were attendees at the Chicago Bar Citizens with Soul Citizen shirts on. That was, that was just like, that's so cool. That's the cool.
That gear to represent at CitizenCon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll up.
Yes.
Ivan, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we only have 51 eligible users, and we got like 180 people in chat. Oh, I forgot to say, YouTube people go, you're watching YouTube, come over to our Twitch chat and enter the giveaway, !wishes. So if you're on YouTube,
we give it again there, Scott?
Say it again.
What are we giving away again?
Oh, we're giving away a hammerhead, the LTI hammerhead, I believe it's.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I think that's, well, hold on, let me make sure. Now you got me down there.
That's kind of like
Griffin, if you're still there,
what
tell me.
was.
No, I thought it was. What were we supposed to give away last week? Or the same thing we gave away last week?
Valkyrie.
Valk. I'm sorry. Valkyrie. Sorry. No, people. That was a mistake on my end. I cannot afford a hammerhead. I'm sorry about that. I'm terribly sorry about
you
that.
You said it.
No, man. No. I'm sorry about that. Now the eligible people are jumping out. Now I'm seeing a jump.
And
I'm
that's how
sorry,
you
people.
get them
No, I'm
out.
sorry.
Solo. That's how you do it. That's how you do
It's
it.
about. It's about.
They
All
go
right.
to the Aegis dealership and they're like, I want that one. They're like, well, I got this Valk over here.
All right. But if we do, like Thurm said, if we do give away, donate $78 more to the fundraiser, we will give away the Starliner, and I'm pretty sure that's the correct ship.
That is
I'm
the
fairly
correct
certain.
one. Yes.
Yeah, and I just hit reload, and it was still at 512. So I think that's it. I'm gonna, Jade, you want to give us a countdown for the giveaway?
Yes. Countdown from where?
No, that's 3.
5, 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
5. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. T minus 3, 2, 1. Lift off.
Oh wow, that's so rigged. Abyssinian, you won.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right.
So Abyssinian, pretty sure you are in our Discord. Contact Griffin to let him know that you won. I'll let him know you won too. I'll send a DM right now, so don't forget. Abyssinian. One. So yeah, just let him know and send him your RSI email address, and he'll get that to you. And sorry for the mixed up, folks. And sorry for last week that we forgot to do it. All right, so now I want to thank everybody for joining us. Make sure I got the thing up. Yep. Oh, yep. You can buy merch and this can from our merch store goes to the fundraiser. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, depending on your platform. Make sure you follow us on social media. The Soul Citizen with the S on the end everywhere. And I want to say thank you for BBG, Jade, and Dark Knight for joining me. Hope you guys had fun.
Absolutely.
I guess they did.
I was like, let me quickly unmute because it's kind of quiet over here.
What was that, BBG?
I was saying, let me quickly unmute because it was quiet after that. I was
Exactly. And I think for our raid, we're going to raid. We want to raid Verity. I'm not sure if I have permission to do that because I'm not logged into the Star Citizen account, and Griffin is not here. But if that is the case, I'll just keep the stream running, and I'll log in and get that raid going. But yes, we're going to try to raid Verity. Let me see if I can do that. Verity? I don't think I can.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yes.
We will not see you next
everybody.
week.
Everybody
Happy
happy holidays.
Luminalia.
Everyone, happy Luminalia. Happy 2953 New Year coming up here soon. Anybody going to be in a verse on New Year's Eve?
My Suli is
probably.
your Suli.
Mm-hmm.
Griffin, if you're around, if you can start the raid for Verity, I would appreciate it. But if you're not, like I said, I'll just log into the account after we end and do it. Oh, he's there. Okay. Yeah. Griffin, can you raid Verity for us, please? Thank you. It should work. It doesn't work for me. But maybe I typed it in wrong. Raid Verity.
Everyone be safe out there. And Soul Citizens merch is a great gift.
No, it's not working for you, Griffin. Hopefully you can start it. But yes, congratulations again to Abyssinian for winning. And with that, peace, love, and soul. Take care, everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Everyone.
You can't. All right. Yeah, so everyone I know is still here. Give me a moment. Well, I want to log out of Twitch and log back in on the Soul Citizen account. So give me a moment. Stay tuned. Stay tight. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Let me log
You're
out.
going to stay tight.
Oh, shoot. If I log out, I'm going to need... Well, maybe not. Well, I'll try it. Hold tight. Thank you. Hold tight. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so I know I'm still live.
Hold.
Give me a moment, everyone. Hope
I
everybody
don't
having
go,
a
Bob.
great holidays.
One job.
Ah, shoot. It's asking me for a token, and I don't think Griffin can get it to me in time. Darn.
Admiral
So
have a second?
say it again?
Does Admiral have a second choice?
Well, oh wait, did Verdi go offline? Jade?
Hey, Pro Quesadilla. Oh, no, he's not streaming in Star Citizen.
Okay. Yeah, it's asking me for a token, so I can't log into the social account. So if someone can just go over to Verity stream by manually, appreciate it. Kusanagi, if you can drop the link into, well, I can do it from YouTube.
Yeah, we can just roll up.
Yeah, just roll up, do it manually.
Everybody roll up on Verity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kusanagi. Send Verity our love, and I appreciate it. All right, everybody, we're out. Happy New Year, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye.